Hey, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I know it's been such a long time since we went live. I know, guys, it's really been a long time, but we just want to welcome everyone in. Hello, hello, hello. So this is just going to be a freestyle a freestyle live and we're just going to be chatting, catching up with you all, just kind of doing some updates on like what's going on, where have we been, why have we been, uploading. So that's just what we're going to do on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put kind of the countdown on to let everyone come in the room. I know it's still like kind of lunchtime, but yeah, we're just gonna be chit chatting, just gonna be a freestyle, and we're just gonna talk. And yeah, so I'm gonna put the countdown on as you all head into the room. Hello, everyone. Hey, 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 hey. I hope you all are doing good. It's been such a long time. Well, it hasn't been that long, maybe like 2 weeks since we have posted. We were doing Real Housewives of Potomac, and we haven't posted for the last, I think we're down to two episodes, but we're gonna have a live later on this week. So I hope you all can join us on that. But I just want to say hello, everyone. Hello to all of our unicorns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to be back and to see you all. Or hear from you all. Shout out to all those who are already in the room. Christopher, Reparation, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us today. We're just going to do a quick check-in, see how everyone's doing, what's going on here, all the things that's going on social media, YouTube. We're just going to just have a freestyle, just chit chat. Where have we been? Sin, Lucy. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing here. Feel free to make sure you like this video, guys. Think you like this video. Also, if you are not already a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. We really appreciate that. Yeah, so this is just going to be a quick just kind of check in. um yeah, just kind of freestyle. We just want to chit chat with all of you all. We missed you all. It's like I was telling Lucy, I was like, oh man, it's been such a long time. We need to really come back. So yeah, this is just gonna be a quick little check-in. And yeah, we miss you all so much, so much, so much. Don't like we have not forgotten about you all. So yeah. Hey Lucy, how's it going?
Open. Oh, it's going good. Honestly, it's been a while since, we've been on here, but I know that, we check in every now and then. We just post stuff. If you don't check our community tabs, please do, because sometimes we do post it on there. But yeah, it feels good to kind of be off for a little bit, but, we've been working like behind the scenes, with our content and stuff. So yeah, we just, it's been really hot, like fire in these YouTube streets. Like, we don't really report such things like this, but it's just been very crazy, for the past few months, and we still have not like really said much about like what's actually going on the some of your favorite content creators. We haven't really touched based on that because that's not what we really our channel is about. So we really didn't want to get too much in depth. But it's still, it's still hot like fire. And I know like some of you guys, again, like some of your favorite creators are, in the midst of some things. And you know. So yeah, this is just like a free space of where, you know, we just created this of where, you know, you could just talk about what you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be necessary what's going on YouTube. It could just be like, you know, if you want to just like come, like, you know, just come and share whatever it is that's going on. And yeah, you can also talk about, you know, what is going on in the YouTube streets, but this is again a free space. So yeah, definitely we want to definitely, you know, hear from you all and, you know, just rub minds. All right. So yeah.
Oh, reparations. Yeah. Okay. So crazy. OMGs. I'm going to cash y'all to my TV. I'm watching. Yes, 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 yes. So let's go ahead and start with where have we been? What is going on? Why has it been taking us 3 weeks? Well, not like 2 weeks since we uploaded. Okay, so guys, as you know, life happens. Life happens, but it's still like, you know, YouTube, it's definitely I big shout out to all content creators. It's definitely really, really tough. Like, you know, just kind of be consistent. And that's also like really important, especially for growth as well on YouTube. So I always like admire all those who are super consistent, uploading videos almost every day. Wow, that is, you know, I commend you all who do that because and also have time to create content and plan on what they're going to be doing for the whole week. I really commend you all. But yeah, of course, life happens. You all know that as we shared, for me, since I'm in med school, Lucy, um, PhD, and she's also has a full-time job as well, full-time career. So sometimes life happens and it just, you know, and we also have to put our priorities, what's important. So of course, you know, school and work comes first and then YouTube. So that's where our like we have to put our priorities. So yeah, but now that we have a little bit of downtime, we can definitely make sure that we get those videos uploaded and also have time for our live streams and stuff. Especially Real Housewives of Potomac. We've been watching, but it's just like we haven't been doing like any doing like the reviews and stuff. So yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So how have you all been? Anything else you want to add, Lucy?
No, I think you touched the base on everything because again, you know, we've been out for a while in these YouTube shoots. However, we still like are in the back. You know, just, you know, sometimes we'll come on here, but we just haven't put out any videos and we're still watching Potomac. But again, we haven't put out any videos. So yeah, so we just, you know, came on here and, you know, just wanted to really, you know, have a free space, like anyone could call in or just, you know, chat it up and just whatever's on your mind, you are free to just, you know, express it. Like whether if it's your favorite content creators, you know, you want to say something or, you know, if there's like an issue, because again, it just seems like sometimes we content creators, like since that it is really hard, you know, kind of like looking from a content creator standpoint, you know, coming out with the videos, you know, being consistent and also, you know, putting it, you know, also putting your subscribers and your supporters first, like, you know, you're doing all this for them. But at the same time, it's like when things like this happen, you know, we don't really hear from the supporters and the subscribers perspective. Sometimes I feel like they're left like out in a loop because it's like it's so much going on that sometimes you don't know how you know they're feeling. So it's like we just create this space for you all, like, you know, just, you know, express whatever it is. And yeah, and just, you know, let's all, again, like I said before, let's all just rub minds because, you know, it just kind of get everything out there, you know, whatever you have to say or whatever on your mind. Yeah, so let's like start it off with, oh my goodness, so how, like, since you've been up the YouTube, like, since, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, like we said, we've come back, we check in and stuff, like, what has it been that you've just been noticing? Like, what is it exactly you feel like that's been kind of hot, like hot like fire? And you don't have to mention any names, but you've seen it, I've seen it. So like what exactly, and how do you feel? Like what are your thoughts?
Oh my God. I think that YouTube there, I don't know. I feel like just the level of it's just becoming super intense where like YouTube used to be fun, like a fun space where you can just like listen and people do reviews, just have fun and talk about things like if people share the same likeness of something, they'll talk about it. But now it's just becoming like a beef, like people are beefing. Like you it's honestly it's becoming a place where it's like it's becoming too personal. Like honestly, it's just becoming too personal. And I don't know, like it's not a safe space anymore. Like
I definitely I definitely agree. It's definitely not a safe. It's not like a safe space anymore. YouTube in general is not I feel like it's not a safe space. Sorry, for like a lot of people, a lot of like creators, and not just creators, like supporters and subscribers. Because I feel like when we're dishing out these things and we're not really thinking about who it's impacting. I get it that sometimes people like tend to the beef, and that kind of like what makes your views or brings your supporters up and stuff. But sometimes it could just be a draining because not emotionally and mentally. And then another aspect I wanted to touch was that other people, as content creators, we have lives as well. So we're not just content creators, but we also have other things that we do in our personal life. So a lot of these things, some of these content creators, whatever is going on, like if it's the doxing stuff, putting people's public information out there, just keep in mind that it also affects them, like in their actual life. Like whatever is happening here, it's also like it could be also a burden to them in their real life. So it's like it's a lot. It's really a lot because it's like YouTube is just not, and not just it could be some things for some things for people, like their free time that they do, like an extra hobby, and it's not just their full-time job. And some people it is their full-time job. So it's just the fact that for me, it's all about like the doxing, the release of like public information, and then just doing things without like actual receipts. So I think that has really, really played a major role on some of these things that's been happening. Because again, like we see certain YouTubers, YouTube got taken down, I believe, and they were one of the, they had a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers, and now look, they're nowhere to be. They're nowhere in sight. So it's like YouTube it's a career, but remember we're employed by YouTube. So don't make this like your long-term thing, your lifetime thing, because again, it could be snatched at any point, right? So I don't know, that's just how I'm looking at it. And it's supposed to be somewhere, a safe space for all. And it's just becoming now a tick for tack. Like, you have to, get this person, get that person. It's just been, I've never knew YouTube as a place where people actually release like personal information or like, things that are supposed to be in your private life that's supposed to be private, and it's put out there. So it's just becoming a dangerous zone that some people are like trekking in. So as some of the things that I've, seen and witnessed in the past few weeks or even months have just been crazy. So yeah, YouTube is not a place for like to be playing around or to be playing around with people's information. let alone, the harassment, bullying. Like I said in our previous videos, a lot of these things like was related to cyberbullying. And, these organizations do not play around with those, with cyberbullying or any type of harassment. So, and whether if it's YouTube or your own platform, it's a no-no. And I think that has to do a lot with why, some of your favorite content creators are not, are not currently on. If you don't see them, it's probably the reason, because YouTube doesn't play about, harassment or, any cyberbullying or anything. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I think, like we mentioned, again, like when the whole All About the Tea was happening, we mentioned about cyberbullying, harassment. That was definitely part of it. So YouTube definitely, they did what they had to do. Like, it was getting excessive. And they were snatching channels, people were striking channels, some copyright strikes, and yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. So that's why some, like me and Sin, we were like, oh my goodness, this has not become a safe place anymore. Like, we just need to like back up a little bit, because this is getting out of hand. So me and Sin, we're just like out of space, how do you say that? Out of sight, out of mind. We just took our own little break and was like, this is growing. It's getting too much. So yeah. So Sin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I think that as especially as content creators and also as Black content creators, we have to be careful on what we post, because at the end of the day, we are going to be the ones that are going to be the front line when it comes to let's talk about like when it comes to YouTube, right? We're going to be the ones that are in front line. So we have to be mindful of what we post, because don't forget, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is a big entity. So just be mindful on what we post, especially being minorities in this platform. We always have to be conscious of what we post and make sure that whatever we post, it does no harm to other content creators or other people, because at the end of the day, like if they had to choose, okay, would it be this person or this person? Of course they're going to go for the minority and take the minority's channel down. So we need to just kind of I feel like we just need to be careful on what we post. You can still make your content, I feel like your content can still be interactive, and also your content can still be enjoyable, but it doesn't have to be to a level of excess where it's doing harm to someone's personal life. And I've watched there's a lot of content creators that I've watched where their content is still it's still interactive, it's still enjoyable, but it's not necessarily doing harm to someone's personal life. And I think that's what like the path that YouTube is taking. And I feel like Google, all the analytics, they're going to be seeing that. They're going to be, okay, this is just like, they're going to be seeing like a surge of people's personal lives being leaked, and they are obviously going to take it out on people of our kind, because if it's continuously happened excessively, they're gonna see, okay, well, this is actually what is going on. They're gonna, I don't know, like it may be a point in time where people like us may not be allowed in this space. So if you know what I mean.
Yes, and that's a very good point. And I feel like a lot of people are missing that point, because it can happen. It really can happen. You can have over 300 million subscribers. In this case, you can just be an upcoming YouTuber and you say something or you do something, and guess what? Your channel is snatched like that. So I think that we have to be careful. I think that we speak for minority, and Yeah, especially if you know you have like a lot I see a lot of great content creators, right? I watch a lot of them, and then sometimes you can be putting out a specific content. You think, oh yeah, I'm liking this. I think I'm going somewhere with this, and it may just go a tad bit too far, and you may lose all of it. So I think that Sin, you brought up a good point. We have to definitely be careful when it comes to what we definitely put out there as content creators, because YouTube is not our platform. YouTube is not, it's owned by someone else. Like since it's owned by Google, so at any point, they could just be like, we're shutting this whole thing down, and we're gonna start weeding people out. And guess what? We're going to be the first in line, regardless of, how much we're bringing into YouTube or how much that we think we're getting. They're just like, you know what? No, we can't take this anymore. So yeah, we're going to be put, and then no one's going to be, no one's going to have any, no, there's not going to be any more content creators. There's not going to be any more things that you're going to be watching. It's just going to be, people are going to go back to their daily scheduled life, their real life. So, a lot of people, they come here to just vent and just to find something to do. But once YouTube is done, like once they snatch that from you, that's it for you. You're not gonna have that kind of space. So that's why it's important to always be careful of what you put out there. Yeah, make sure it's always a safe place, because again, it went from the all about that little saga. Then it went from some harassment and cyberbullying, and then doxing, and just putting people's personal information out there. Like that's too much. That is too much. You have to draw the line. And I've never really knew YouTube to be doing, content creators to be doing stuff like that, to be putting out like, having people on screen claiming who they're not, and they're, like basically saying that they're this person and they're not. Can you imagine how crazy that is? Like, calling someone up and saying you are this person when they're not. Like that is insane. Like I was like, oh my goodness, how can someone be put up here, and they're claiming they're this person, and in life they're not that person that they're looking for. And it was all for giggles and laughs. At the end of the day, you still didn't find that person you were looking for. That person is still there. Their channel is still there. But however, you have possibly damaged someone's career, or whatever that person have going on, you have damaged them based on you putting these fake rumors or alleged information that you have of that person. You have put that upon that person and their entire life. So yeah, it's a tough, it was just getting tough these past couple of months. Yes, and so back to you.
Yeah, I love all the points that you brought up, Lucy. Great points so far. Yeah, so I think that we just have to be careful on what exactly we post. I mean, what exactly is put in the platform, especially when it comes to YouTube. And we're all visitors on this platform. No one, there's only a group of people who own this platform. We're all visitors, right? So any day, anytime, they could just be like, okay, we could shut this platform down, or you're not allowed in this platform. Then what? So I just feel like anything that we do or another content creator does, it affects all of us. Indirectly, it will affect all of us. There's going to be stricter guidelines when it comes to YouTube, especially for, let's say, new content creators. You guys already know how, like, sorry, you know especially if you're a new YouTuber, it's tough. It's kind of tough. I would say it's a little tough trying to get your page or your YouTube monetized because one, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you also have to have 4,000 watch hours. So anything that we do as content creators, it could affect indirectly, may change like rules and regulations when it comes to new content creators. Maybe they may have, okay, well, instead of 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, instead of 4,000 watch hours, it can go up to 8,000 watch hours. So things that we do is going to indirectly affect new content creators, and it's going to, like, the guidelines may become more difficult, and especially to get your YouTube monetized.
That is a good point, Sen. I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, like it doesn't, what you do here on this space doesn't just reflect you, it reflects all of us. It has a huge impact on all of us because, especially for those who want to be YouTubers, like they're probably just supporters at the moment, but do have an interest in doing YouTube. Like it may be a more stricter guidelines when you do come in. YouTube might change it up and say, okay, you have to have 10,000 watch hours, you know, you have to have 2,000 subscribers or so instead of that 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, so a lot of these, your favorite content creators, you know, sometimes the stuff that they do put out there, you think, oh, you know, it's all laugh and giggles, you know, but it does have some sort of like effect on, you know, a lot of things, like Sin mentioned, like it could have a feature on, you know, YouTube requirements or future content creators. So I don't think that no one, based on some of the videos that I've, you know, kind of watched, and no one really brought that up, like brought, you know, how imperative, you know, some of these, what we're doing now, some of these content creators, what they're doing now can, you know, have an effect on the future of YouTube. Because like I said, harassment, cyberbullying, doxing, I mean, you Google, you do the research. You guys know what these things are. You guys know how pivotal it is. YouTube is a workspace. For them, it's an organization. It's also a workspace as well, where people come in, and some people we're all employees. Content creators, we're all employees, basically. That's what we are. So you know, you do something, you get fired. Basically, if your channel is gone, guess what? You're fired, right? That's what that is. So you guys know how important, you know, cyberbullying and all of that stuff, even in you know, your regular workplace, you know, you guys know with HRs. If you guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys know all about that. So in this case, YouTube was not having it, and you know, they probably were giving you chances, strikes, and after that, they're like, oh, yeah, we can't continue like this. So, you know, they done snatched the channel, and, you know, and they're probably going to snatch a few more again if we're not careful. So, yeah, so let's just be careful how we go about things and how we, you know, put people's information out there. So Nikki, I'm not sure if Kim is still on here, but she said, I think that they honestly pick and choose. Kim, if you're still in here, can you elaborate on that? You said you think that they pick and choose. Who picks and choose, the subscribers, supporters, or the content creators? So who are you referring to? If you're still on here, Kim. And if you're saying in terms of they pick and choose, like you mean like people, content creators pick and choose who they want to go after? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that supporters pick and choose who they want to support? Can you elaborate on that, please? And for those of you who are in here, what are your thoughts on this? Like what's going on that, you know, the past few months or the past few weeks? What are your thoughts on this? Because, you know, me and Sin have already expressed, you know, our thoughts on this particular situation. Again, it just seems like it's always something. Something's always uplifted on YouTube, whether if it's with content creators, it's always something going down. So and sometimes it's not even anything to really, get into. It's just a slight misunderstanding, right? Slight misunderstanding, and it's all erupts for no reason. And it's always like a lot of minorities, it's always with us. It's like, why can't we get along? Like sisters and brothers, why can't we get along on YouTube? There is a lot of money to be made on YouTube. And if you really, really focus, like content creators, you will definitely, stay in your lane. You will definitely make the money. You would definitely, sometimes you may even have YouTube as your primary income. Like seriously, if you really focus and really be consistent with what you're doing, you can definitely make it. So yeah. So listen, any other you have any other comments?
Yes, I was saying, like, I've watched all, I think for the past 2 days, I was like, okay, since getting back on YouTube, let me check out all the videos that's going on and just try to get everyone's perspective, both sides. And all I have to say is this. Okay, so I feel like, when it was being done, it was all good and stuff. Like everything was all good. It was all jokes and giggles, everything. Now I think that I don't know. Honestly, I don't really I guess I don't know. I just feel like when it was just all the let's say all the doxing and stuff was being done, it was all, jokes and giggles and all fun and stuff. Now YouTube is not playing, channels are being taken down. Everyone wants to, like, people want to backpedal and stuff. I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like we're all adults and we need to just kind of be mindful of what we do initially, like the overall effects that it's going to have, because anything that you do is going to be a representation of who you are. Things that you are involved with, both whether if you're directly involved with it or indirectly involved with it, it's just going to be a representation of you, or you could just be, laughing, giggling, whatever. You're indirectly involved, and the families that it's going to be affecting. Don't forget, all these people are actual, real life, like they're actual people, right? So if let's say the avatar did want to um hide her identity, that's fine. I feel like we know what the avatar did. Okay, some of the aspects that she did was wrong. It wasn't right, especially the way that she went about the whole panelist situation. It wasn't right. But it's her choice to remain to remain private, because I mean, look at all these things that's going on. It's by choice, and we should also respect that. If she wants to remain private, she can remain private, to us. But when it comes to people maybe she is close to, I mean, I've already expressed my thoughts on that. But if she chooses to remain private, it's on her. If you're a content creator, you don't choose to remain private, then that is on you. Like, you can't, someone choosing to, like, privacy is important. I know privacy is important to me. Privacy is important to a lot of people. There are people who are open book, who are, they don't mind, um, they don't mind to just be out there in the world. Like, they don't mind. But if privacy is important to the avatar, we should just, we should just respect. We can still hold her accountable. But when it comes to all this whole, oh, this, don't forget, these are real life people. They have careers, parents, brothers, sisters, family members. These are real life people. You wouldn't want it to be done to you. So I don't think it is right for it to be done to, whether it is, I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention to that, if it is or if it's not. I don't really care. But it just wasn't right.
Yes, and that's a good point. I honestly have to say that I I agree. It wasn't right. Like a lot of these things that were done. And again, we did watch some videos, and there was, some content creators I definitely commend. And one thing I've realized, and I have to like really point this out, is that people, I feel like when it was going, like it was going, oh yeah, like yeah, like there was like funerals that were being held. And I remember when I was talking to Sin, I was like, oh my goodness, like I was like, there's actually funerals of a particular person in this platform, like a real funeral, when all of this is going on with, with the C19, people are actually dying, and you're actually holding a funeral for a particular, like for a person, for God. Like, it's crazy. This is mind blowing. And people were in it, and they were literally like singing sermons, and I thought that was just insane. Like, I thought that was insane. I was like, I don't know how anyone can, sit up here and, really, do this. Because what if something was actually to happen to that person, that the funeral was for? I feel like people don't have conscience, or they don't think that really bothered me. And I'm just like, how are you sitting up here? You're so comfortable. You're so happy. Like saying, I mean, it was all different genders, demographics, people, different age groups, male, female, people that were, that could be your mom, your grandma, your aunties and uncles. They were sitting up there literally having a funeral for this one person. For this person, they could be, their aunties and cousins, their their moms and stuff. I was like, wow, these are grown individuals, having funeral. Like, really?
Yeah.
It was really, to me, I'm sorry, I have to be honest. It was sick. And I feel like you have to be held accountable for your actions. And I feel like a lot of things I did not see was accountability, and some people did not take accountability. Until today, a lot of people still have not taken accountability for that. There was nothing cute. There was nothing cute about that funeral. There was nothing cute about, putting a particular individual on a screen and accusing them of being the avatar. There was nothing cute about that. Honestly, there really was not. It was sick. What was sick was, I'll have to say, was the funeral. That was really, really sick. Like I could not watch it, and I was very disturbed, because like I keep saying, what if that individual, something was to happen to that individual for real? Like, what if that individual actually, transitioned? Like, you will probably be backpedaling as well. Like, oh, I didn't know that, like, no, just say, a lot of people, I have not heard, people have not really took responsibility or actions for, what has been happening. And I feel like if, that particular individual's channel got taken down, so should a lot of other people. Like, their channels should also be striked as well, because that was horrible.
Yeah. So what I have to say is, like, the tongue is very powerful. Be careful of what you say with your tongue, with your mouth, because it's very powerful. And I think that definitely apology is warranted for that individual where the funeral was, because it just wasn't, I don't know. Maybe at the time, to them, it looked like it was all laughs and giggles and all that stuff. But the tongue is very, very powerful. So we need to be careful on what we say. And I also need to, so one other thing I wanted to say is just, okay, yes, we are on the platform and it's YouTube, but just don't forget who you are. Don't forget your morals, your integrity, what you stand for. All those things that you say that what you stand for, your actions have to reflect it as well too. So when you go on these, when you display certain actions and stuff, you have to also remember those things that you represent. So, and why you started, like, what was your focus on YouTube? Why you started your YouTube? Because at the end of the day, every action has a consequence. Frankly speaking, every action has a consequence. And that's what I feel like, as content creators, we need to remember, because you need to put yourself in that position. What if it's being done to you? yeah, at a time it was like, okay, um, power, like, the numbers mattered, like the numbers was important, but we need to also remember what if the action was done to you? How would you feel? So yeah. Oh, we have some really okay. So hey, Sincere, we got some people here. Hey, Kim. Hey, Sincere. Yes, 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 yes. Sincere said YouTube used to be fun, not just as toxic. Yep, I definitely understand. YouTube used to be a fun space, a safe space. I don't know. I just want to ask everyone who's in the room. I know it's not that many of you all in the room, but it's okay as long as we have. It could just be one person in the room, but I just want to ask you all this question: Do you if you were a content creator, do you feel safe on YouTube right now, the state that it is currently on right now? Do you feel safe? If you're a content creator, do you feel safe? And that's the question I want to ask everyone who's in the room. Please leave a comment. Do you feel safe on YouTube? Do you feel safe? Oh, thank you, Sincere. Hey, beautiful sisters. How are you all doing today? We're doing good. We're doing good. We're glad to be back. We're glad to be back. We just have to take some time off, but we're glad to be back. But this is a question for everybody. How are you feeling? Do you feel safe on YouTube right now if you are a content creator, and why? And we are going to answer that question, but we would love to hear from you all. Please leave a comment. Do you feel safe on YouTube?
Yes, and even if you are not a content creator, as like supporters, subscribers, do you feel safe? Like, do you feel safe yourself? Like, with some of these stuff that's going on, do because you could possibly be in this position where your information gets put out there as well, or you get put in a spotlight, even as a supporter, so you could possibly be out there, airing your own, being on someone's panel and you say something and you may be also in that doxing form as well. So it's like, do you feel safe, especially with what has gone down the past few months? How are you so far with what, how it is going on YouTube? Yeah, like that was a good question, Sin. Like I have to really say.
So we have some response. Thank you all for those who are interacting. We really appreciate that. Thank you all for those who left a comment. Thank you all so much. We'd love to hear your opinions on this matter. The question that we propose is YouTube a safe space? Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Sincere. Okay, Sincere. Okay, so Cynthia, I know you said earlier, you said that you feel like, in your opinion, it's becoming a little toxic, which I do definitely agree. I'm not sure. It's not as space as safe as it used to be. Okay, so Cynthia, you also said that you use other platforms, such as Instagram. Here it is. Other platforms such as Instagram. And another thing you mentioned is I wouldn't feel safe to voice my opinion on YouTube. So since you don't feel safe to voice your opinion on YouTube, okay, but you feel safer to voice your opinion on Instagram. Okay, definitely understand that. Okay, Queen of Naturalist, shout out to you. Thank you for your response. And I think you have a very insightful comment. So Queen, I hope I'm saying this right, Queen of Naturalist. Thanks for coming on, guys. Oh, thank you, Queen of Naturalist. People really need to hear this. First, I was giggling as well. However, things are getting serious with the doxing and threats. I don't like to see things unfold. Oh, I know it is getting really, really serious out here. It's really getting really serious out here. I think that it definitely it is getting serious. YouTube, let's say maybe YouTube 2 years ago, is so much safer, was so much safer than YouTube currently right now at its state right now. I mean, there's some things that I really, 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 as realistic I want to be, as as transparent I want to be, as I won't even say unclogged, but as transparent I want to be to all, our subscribers, that, supporters that we do have, whether it is 5, 4, whatever. I don't know if I can be as transparent as, put my life out there. I always commend those people who really take the time to pour their life out there and just be as transparent as possible. Because I always commend them, like, man, you are so brave. You're so brave. Because I always ask myself this question. I don't know. YouTube is not safe anymore. It's not a safe space anymore. It's not. It's not a safe space anymore. And I feel like I'm answering my own question, but it's really not a safe space anymore.
And if you are here, please do give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. We really enjoy your inputs. We really like to hear from you. Again, if you are out there, do you feel like YouTube has become a safe space, or has just become, where, like, it's just becoming a little bit getting too toxic? Like, what are your thoughts on this? So yeah, Sin, you definitely brought up a very good point, very good question on this. Because for me, I don't, as a content creator and looking from the outside looking in, I don't feel safe either. Like, it's like I can be myself, right? And let's say if we decide, because again, we haven't, these what we're showing here is our real faces. Like, this is us, but we haven't came out physically. It's like, now the way that the avatar was done, like, are we even okay to come out like that? Like, people are, trying to, like, creators are trying to, get pictures of people behind the scenes, like find out who's what, who's who, who looks like. Like, it's not that important. It's really not. I remember at one point I was telling Sin, I was like, Sin, they even thought that we were the avatar. It has been so crazy where it's just false accusations and allegations, and it became too much. And it's just like, we're not even the avatar. We don't even know who the avatar is. We don't even work with the avatar. We were reporting on, and giving our comments on what was going on, but we're like, where is this all coming from? Just a little crazy. So, yeah. It's bizarre. It was bizarre. So to me, I feel like at that point, I think that's probably why me and Sin just kind of went away from, like, YouTube for a while. We were just like, okay, this is getting too much. It's like we're not even safe, and we're new content creators, so it's like we're not even safe to actually come out and put up the kind of content we want, because we're afraid of what people will say, or like link us to the avatar, or link us to this whole mess. But not even that, or trying to either dox us or put us out there as well, and put our public information out there. And it's just like, it's not that serious.
Exactly. It's like, it's really not that deep. At the end of the day, it's just YouTube. It's really not that deep. And thanks, Lucy, you've definitely brought up a good point. Yeah, there's some comments I even had to delete and stuff. Some people were saying, oh, you guys you're the avatar. I couldn't help it. I was just like chuckling. There was I was just like, really? But there's some things you just don't take to heart. Like, all these false accusations. How can we be the avatar? Really? How can it's just like things like, where are you even getting this from? Anyways, but yeah. Okay, so Sincere Kraken, hello. So Sincere said, I've been on YouTube for a while, but never really say too much, because people on YouTube can't agree to disagree when it comes to debate on an issue. I can definitely understand. That's why I think that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. YouTube is was a space where, you know, you can have discussions with people, and you can also, you know, you get a different insight. Like, let's say when it comes to a topic, you get a different perspective. I know that I've gone to a lot of channels where, let's say, maybe they're doing a review. Someone brings a point, and I wasn't really thinking about that, but they bring a different element to that topic. I'm like, okay, that's understandable. And I'm someone who's very, 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 it's very difficult to persuade me. It really is. I'm that one person. It's super difficult to persuade me, but I do go on, you know, different maybe people who are reviewing different shows that I like, and I like their perspective, and they'll say one thing like, oh, okay, I can kind of see it that way. But yeah. Certain topics, I definitely agree what you were saying, Sincere. People can't really agree to disagree. I mean, everyone wants to be right, right? Everyone wants to be right. Everyone wants to be heard. And that's what YouTube is about, to have your voices heard. Especially if you're not someone who, you know, who's super open, or an introvert. You can come on YouTube and you can, you know, it's supposed to be a place where you can just voice your opinions without threats, or without, you know, concern on what other people would say, or, you know, people misquoting what you say, or going to other channels and saying, oh, so and so said this, and so, you know, all that instigation, you know, all that stuff. That's what makes YouTube become so toxic, because people are misquoting what other content creators are saying. So I can definitely agree on that. Okay, hello, Queen of Naturalist. I just love saying that, Queen of Naturalist. Basically, you can become a target if you make a comment. Exactly. If you make one comment, that comment will just be highlighted. You will just be a target. That's another element that makes YouTube so toxic. That's one other element that can make YouTube so toxic. And as a content creator, like, do I even belong in this space? You know, do I even belong in this? Because one single comment is just like, okay, you can be a target, right? And that is, I feel like that's another element that makes YouTube toxic. What is another element that makes YouTube toxic? Is YouTube a safe space? Is it a safe space?
Another element that I do want to also focus on is like, sometimes, you know, I've also, based on, you know, what I've watched and stuff, and based on what I've seen, it just seems, another thing is that it seems like not a lot of people are also taking accountability of what has transpired. I mean, we come out, we make videos, and we're like, okay, let me say my part. But it's just like, okay, so do you feel like you did anything wrong? Because I'm over here, I'm like, you know, you were wrong. Like, you do need to like really apologize. And it's like that apology, you're still not getting that apology. And it's like you're shifting blame, right? And I feel like a lot of people that's what people are doing. It's a lot of that here. And I've noticed that it's like a lot of blame. It's like, okay, can you just say, I'm sorry? I mean, we've seen you, like, there's posts and videos up. There's, you know, you've left tread marks. Like, if you type in this saga, you will see, you know, you will see you in it. So it's just like, you did do that. So it's like, can you at least apologize and say, you know what, I'm sorry for this, I did do this. But it's like, now you're shifting the blame. So it's like, okay, we're not even nowhere, we can't even get through this, because it's like you don't realize that you did anything wrong, like, and you did. So it's like, I've seen a lot of that. It's like all these videos, you're coming out with a video and, you know, you're backpedaling, you know, you say, let's move forward. I mean, I'm all for moving forward, but at the same time, I'm also for, you know, what I did, I was wrong. Because I was enjoying that moment. You know, when it was happening, I was enjoying it. I was kikiing, I was laughing, I was loving the views, I was loving the spotlight. But, you know, now that everything has shifted, it's like, now I just want to backpedal and I just want to move forward. It's like, no, that doesn't work like that. You know, let's hear some apology. Let's hear it and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those who I have hurt. I was in a wrong space. And let's move forward, okay? And let's move forward. That's what I haven't really seen as much. And regardless of how many videos, regardless of how many videos you may put out, or like, you know, you trying to retract your steps. I mean, at the end of the day, you are still seen as that same person. It's like you haven't learned. You're just trying to cover up for whatever it is, and you know, because, you know, you're getting called out for it. People are noticing, and you're trying to retract your steps and trying to shift blame. So like, and I'm not going to say any names, but we know with this particular person whose channel got taken down, at one point, she was mainly the queen of, you know, of YouTube basically. And, you know, there was some people behind her, people that were supporting her, but now it's just like everyone has scattered. Like no one is, you know, being as supportive as they were. You know, it's like everyone's trying to find their, trying to start over.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I'm sorry. I, regardless of how many videos you may make, or, you know, moving forward, or, you know, we're talking about God, we're talking about, you know, how can we better ourselves? You know, all these motivational videos. At the end of the day, like, you still haven't took accountability. You still have not said sorry for the stuff that you've done, but you just want to like water it down and move forward. That's not how that goes. Like, I really want to be able to say, I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry I did it. I was wrong. Like, let's move forward. But we still no apology, still no accountability. So yeah, and we still have supporters out there who are still like they're falling for these type of things. And it's like, how are you helping that particular content creator, you know, internally? You know, it's like, you're not helping them. You're supporting them, but you're not helping them. So yeah, it's really mind blowing. It's like, how do we just put this aside and, you know, and just, you know, pretend like nothing happened? Like, we still haven't heard sorry. We still haven't heard, I take accountability for what I've done, because I really put some people in danger. But no, we still haven't. You know, we're still moving on with our lives, carrying on, while, you know, people are being doxxed. Some people are probably being threatened. Just some nasty things are going on.
Yep. I agree with what everything that you said, Lucy. Good input in that. And I'm just going to take a moment to defend a little bit the person who the content creator whose channel was taken down, because at the end of the day, like, Shay were not the only. Let's be honest. They were not the only person involved, so we can't just automatically make her the scapegoat, you know, and shift all the blame on her. Yes, you know, they were the main culprit, but we can't just shift all the blame, you know. Because go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. No, it was a little fun.
No, like, we, you know, on God, like, we're gonna be real honest here, because at the end of the day, like, yes, they were, you know, the corporate, but at the end of the day, we cannot put all the blame on her, because it's everyone who is involved, from other content creators to supporters, and everybody who was involved, because they were, you know, encouraging it. They were commenting and, energizing the situation. It was like, con- pretty much giving it like the energy, giving it the highlights. So that's why everything kept going on and on and on and on and on and on again. So just pretty much encouraging it. So it's just not, we can't make her honestly the whole scapegoat. We have to just blame ourselves or everyone who was involved, or the the supporters, the supporters, the other content creators, because at the end of the day, like, some of the things that were done, it wasn't right. So I think at the end of the day, like, we can't just make her like the scapegoat and put all the blame on her.
Yeah, that's true. I agree, Sin. I really agree. And again, me and Sin, we stand for what's right. We speak. We think logically. Like when we speak, we really do. Because it took us some time to really reflect on these things. Because again, we started out, like I said, we did make response videos to all, the whole avatar thing. We did make response videos, and but we didn't say, we didn't go too far in that particular aspect. But we did reflect. We're just like, well, there's a lot going on, and we're just like, okay, I feel like, we need to really think about it. I feel like if we, kind of indulge in this, we're kind of stepping out of our moral, what we believe in and what we believe is right, even regardless of whether, clicks and views, and we're on YouTube, we're still people. We're still people, we still have those moral, we still have those ethics and moral rights and stuff. So it's like, and values that we live by every day. So it's like, we can't just, come out without saying anything about this, and like, wrong is wrong, right is right. And when you're wrong, we say, okay, hey, you're wrong, So yeah, that's just kind of how we're looking at it. It's like, we definitely had to come out with a video, because it's like, hey, this wasn't right at all. The way this played out wasn't right. So it went too far. And yeah, I feel like we are coming a little bit late about this, but we just have to express ourselves. We just need, it's more as a space, a safe space. We want this place to be a safe space for everyone to like really voice out their opinions, really, come out here and put up whatever videos that they like, and not, not be like, how do I use this for? What other words to say, like, attacked, or, feeling insecure, or just feeling like, that they don't belong. Yeah, that they don't belong, and just, it's, it shouldn't happen like that. So yeah. And if you are on here, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much. So Sin, you have any more thoughts? I feel like we touched up on a lot of things that we really did want to touch up on.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and read the comments. And if you're on here, the question is that we propose, is YouTube a safe space? And let us know why you think YouTube is or is not a safe space. Do you feel safe on YouTube? That's the question. Okay, so let's read some of the comments. Yep, I agree. Yeah, sincere, definitely drama sells nowadays when the real issues get looked over. Absolutely, drama does sell. It's okay to apologize. Yes, it is. There's nothing wrong with apologizing. Hey everyone. Hey Marcelo. Sincere Cracking said, people won't take accountability on YouTube because they will look like a bad guy just to avoid. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, but sometimes accountability, like taking accountability, that, I mean, I feel like it's it I really wouldn't say like taking accountability would make you look like the bad guy, because at the end of the day, like you've seen, okay, well, you had time to reflect on like what happened, and you say, okay, well, this is, this is not right, this is not cool. And, you just apologize, because at the end of the day, like what is that going to do? What is that going to do if you take accountability of something and apologize and you just move forward? You have washed your hands out of that situation. You had time to reflect on what happened. You washed your hand in that situation, and you just, you let it go. Bygones be bygones at the end of the day. Okay. BJ said, hey, hello, sister. Hi, BJ. Sincere cracking. People on YouTube will make you out to be the bad guy if you're just voicing your opinions. Okay. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. Okay, Marcelo said, but if you take accountability for your part, some followers will still try to attack you. It's a lose-lose situation. And to me, I look at it as this, and I'm going to be very, very as transparent as possible. I look at it as this. Yes, I feel like if you do take accountability, there are people who are still going to support you, and there are people that may choose to attack, to attack. Okay, well, you did this, you did this, you did this. But taking accountability, that's all you can do. Apologize, taking accountability for what you have done. That's all you can do, because if you had, I think like if you have like time to like reflect, okay, well, I can kind of see it as this way, I can kind of see it as this way. You've done your part, you've done your part. Let those people continue to say what they want to say, because you have done your part. Okay, everyone is responsible for their action. If you are involved in okay, go ahead, Lucy.
Oh, sorry. And I just wanted to ask you before you read that Marcella's comment where she says, but if you take accountability for, sorry, let me pull it up. If you take accountability for your part, some followers still try to attack you. It's a lose-lose situation. I do somewhat agree. And I just I do disagree. And I will say, like I said, I agree. They will try to attack you, but at the same time, like some people that have logical sense and logical thinking, they will sometimes I feel like what we haven't seen in this space, in this YouTube space, is accountability. Like sometimes I haven't heard people say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm not going to retract what has happened, but this is an apology video. I'm just going to come out and say, I'm sorry. I did that. I was up there. I was a part of the situation, and that's it. Like just a complete apology video. But it's like sometimes when we do come out, we have to also retract and say, I had a reason to do it, or like, or put the blame on someone else, or shift the blame, and just, kind of retract and retract and retract and retract. And that's what a lot that I've been seeing. So I do kind of understand where you're coming from, Marcella, because some people will still not understand. But again, some people like us, and we're talking about accountability, we'll be like, you know what? She took accountability, or he took accountability. So I will have to come to that person's defense. Like they, we see it. We saw it. Like me and Sin, we're watching. We can say, okay, yeah, this person took accountability, so they apologize, so we see it. So, and some people, if they're not seeing it that way, then that's on them. As long as you, like Sin said, you did it, and that's out of your conscience, and that's out of your mind, and as long as you know what you did, and you reflected on it, and you came out and you said, hey, I take responsibility, and I keep it moving, and that's all that matters. And let people think something, let people think what they want to think. But for some of us who are, who sometimes think from outside the box, and who logically think, like, for me and Sin, like we see it, we'll say, you know what? Yeah, they did what they did what they're supposed to. They came out, they apologized, and that's all that we need. And yeah, Marcella, I agree with you.
Yeah, some people can choose to remain to support nonsense and rubbish, but if you do your part, take accountability, there are people who are still going to support you, because I feel like in there, okay, from the outside looking, you look, it appears more transparent, it appears more, yeah, I think like more transparent, and you've reflected on the situation. So I feel like that's how I see it. People are still going to continue to say rubbish and nonsense, and you just have to move past it. It is what it is. Queen and naturalist, everyone is responsible for their action. If you're involving yourself in negativity, be prepared for the outcome. That's true. Absolutely true. Okay. Marcella, YouTube can be a safe space. You can view the drama in the bushes, but once you comment and become engaged, some people some people that don't know any of us will attack and threaten physically. Oh yeah. And that's where the question comes from. Do you even feel safe on YouTube? Do you feel like you can be yourself completely on YouTube? And I said, for me, I can't. Like, I feel like I can't, because one, I don't feel safe. I really don't feel safe. There's a lot of things I want to say. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I just, I don't feel safe. Privacy is so important to me. Privacy is super important to me. And I always commend those people who are just like an open book, who, express themselves as they feel. But because of, things being taken out of context, I don't know. I don't feel safe. I really don't feel safe. Leaving a comment can even be taken out of context. Saying something can even be taken out of context. Yes, all these videos we definitely watch. Don't, like, people watch videos, right? Like, we watch a lot of content creators' videos and stuff. Yes, you can definitely be watching from the bushes, but once you engage or you comment and stuff, people can highlight that and just like, just instigate, antagonize situations. But I feel like that's just like things that we need to be conscious of. And and if you guys were here earlier, what we were saying is that, like, what we're doing now as content creators, and like people like us, if you know what I mean, people of our color, if you know what I mean, all those things that we're doing, that's being, like, Google, all the analytics, they're taking note of that. They're taking note of that. They are going to have certain protocols on who they allow and they choose to be a part of their platform, because we're all guests here, we're all visitors, and they may even have like more a more stricter
restrictions and requirements and guidelines for us, especially for those, like Sin said, that when we're coming in, they may have stricter guidelines for them, or stricter access for them, requirements because of things like this. So it's like, we're at the same time we're getting views, we're subscribers and stuff, but at the same time we're also, what is this word? Kind of like backstabbing ourselves as well. So we have to also we have to really think outside the box when we're doing these things.
Yeah, our actions, what we choose to do is very, very important. Because we don't want it to be reflective of who we are as a whole. And no one said you can have, like, YouTube can definitely be fun, have fun, but just like be mindful of people's personal information and be mindful of what we say. The tongue is so powerful. When I say the tongue is so powerful, it's so powerful. So we just need to be mindful of what we say, what we speak into existence, because yeah, and just be mindful. Like, if you have to rethink what you're doing and what you're saying, you have to rethink, okay, people's personal lives and stuff. Then you probably shouldn't do it. And I know the same thing can be applied. Well, people talk, well, what about us or content creators getting into celebrities' business or talking about celebrity news or celebrity gossip? Like, I think the same can also apply to that. What are your thoughts on that? So Is it okay? I'm gonna put it this way. When it comes to celebrities, does the same rule apply to them when it comes to celebrities?
Okay, so while Sin is typing, I'm gonna go ahead and read BJ Des comment. She says, honestly, this YouTube drama has has deterred me from starting my own channel. I'm looking to uplift my sisters, but all I see is my own kind just tearing each other down, jealousy and hate. Okay, and she also says, I just would like to see us uplift each other and lift each other another. This is getting old. Yes, I am BJ, and that's exactly what me and Sin, like the whole point we're trying to make. Like it is, so, see, like you see, you want to start your own channel, but see, because of all of this, it's like putting you, throwing you away, like putting you out, like throwing out your focus, and that shouldn't be. Like that should not be, especially with our own kind. And to be quite honest with you, when all this was like, going down, I disliked it so much because I was just like, oh my gosh, like look what we're doing to ourselves. Like we're brothers and sisters. It's like, oh my goodness, like why can't we just all come together? Like if we really come to, and I know like Marcella does preach this because I've, we've watched her channel sometimes, she does preach like supporting other content creators, which is a great idea, especially our like minorities and stuff, like supporting one another. And that's definitely a great advice, like, going out there supporting one, uplifting. Because again, that's all we have. Like, and it's still enough money for everyone to go around. Definitely, if we see some content like creation, instead of things like this, it definitely makes you not want to start your own channel because it's like, what's the point? Like, if I come out and I say my own perspective, my own view or something, I'm going to, get chased after, I'm going to be doxxed, or I'm going to be harassed, or I can, like silly things like that, So I can definitely see where you're coming from, BJ West. But let me tell you something, do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. If you want to come out with your own YouTube channel, come out, and just, just be true to yourself, create your content, consistency, and just, find the YouTube creators that you like, gravitate to them and, see how they're doing it. And I'm pretty sure there's other people out there who's going to also support you on this journey. And they're not like out there that's doing things like this. There's definitely more people out there who are above all of this. So don't get discouraged. Definitely start your YouTube channel. It's definitely enough money for everyone on this platform. It really is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely good advice, Lucy. Very positive perspective. And at the end of the day, not everyone is meant to, not everyone's gonna obviously everyone is going to disagree. There's gonna be something that you say, people just may not just like it. But at the end of the day, just be start don't feel discouraged. Yes, at this time, YouTube is definitely it's getting to a place where it's just not it's not as safe as it used to be. Definitely not as safe as it used to be, for sure, for sure, for sure. And I think that one thing with YouTube, consistency is important, right? Like, but I feel like consistency is definitely important. That's like one thing that we being I guess like YouTubers, content creators, we definitely have found that it is important. Keeping your audience is important. It's definitely important. But I mean, I don't think it should go to an extent where you have to go to it a certain extent to keep your audience, because people are going to watch you either way, as long as you keep them engaged, people are going to watch you either way. And people just may not just watch you. Maybe people just come there for the drama, or people come there. There's, certain aspects people are just definitely going to watch you if they truly support you. And yeah. Consistency is definitely important. So yeah, if you are just coming in, the question that we have is YouTube a safe space? Do you feel safe on YouTube? Do you feel safe on YouTube? Um, and how do you, and also like I also want to ask, do you feel safe on YouTube? And if so, or if so, if not, how do you go about it? We're going to take a little break. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on, and I have the question up. So we're going to take just a little break, and we will be back.
Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. Yes. So is it like so? The question Sin had up, or she possibly didn't have it up, but you guys are, it seems like you guys are still here. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, on that question, like, what are you guys? What were your thoughts on the question that Sin had put up before we went on break? Um, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Sin, can you revisit that question that you had? Sin? Okay, so I think she's probably typing it up, but yeah, like, YouTube is not how it used to be anymore. But again, if you want to be a part of YouTube, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Still come out with your content. If you have the nice content and you're consistent, and you're not with the intertwine of the beef sector or just all of that stuff, I feel like you will be fine. So keep your eye on the prize. There's lots of money to be made out there. There's lots of money. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. Um, yeah, so I think I've told you guys how I like me personally, my own thoughts about if I feel safe on YouTube. And honestly, yeah, I can't even go ahead and like, let's say if it's a content creator that I'm watching and let's say they're part of the beef sector, or they've had like prior engagement with someone who's kind of like in the light of that, they will probably think I'm also supporting that person, or and there are some content creators that we do watch, and we feel like sometimes what they do say is out of order, but then sometimes they do have good points as well. But it's like if I go up there and say, "Oh, good point," it's like, "Oh, now you're supporting," or so it's like at this point, it's like everyone is doomed. It's like we're all doomed. So it just doesn't make sense anymore. Everyone is like, no one is safe. Like there's no honesty or integrity in any of all of this. So, Sincere said nowadays, can you agree to disagree? Cause seem like most content creators can't do exactly. Totally agree with that. You can't agree to disagree. No, it's like I have to be right. I have to be right, but that's just how things are. It really is. Um, yeah, so it's we're gonna wind up. We're gonna wind up. Also, another thing, and thank you guys. I really say thank you guys. This was a great conversation. Thank you guys so much again for coming over, supporting us. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't liked, please hit that like button as well. And we really appreciate your time to just come here and spend and and just chit chat with us. Sincere said Instagram, more fun being content creator on social media. Right. And I feel like Instagram, you just do your own thing. So yeah, good point. Good point. So thank you guys, everyone who joined the conversation. Thank you also. We'll be back later on tonight. So we will be kind of talking about the Met Gala, the VMAs, some of your favorite outfits, or some of your favorite costumes that you all like for the VMAs and then the gala. Like what were your favorite pieces? So we will be coming on later tonight to really talk about that and have some fun, chit chat, and just like giggle. Because it was some wild outfits and it was also some nice ones. So yeah, get prepared for that. So BJ Des says, after all this mess, I don't feel safe at all. Too many people are being doxxed. I have a family to protect. I will always be positive and open-minded comments. I just want people to be respectful. Totally agree. And do what's so best for you, BJ Des. But just know that, be encouraged, do what is right for you and your family. Do it. At the end of the day, it's all about you. Do what is safe for you. All right, y'all. Please, again, don't forget to come back out tonight. Like I said, we're gonna do like a review on the Met Gala, the VMAs. Yeah, just check it out. Let us know, like what were your favorite outfits from the Met Gala and the VMAs? We're gonna, have some visuals up, and we're just gonna like chit chat, like I said earlier, and just kind of talk about that. And for those of you who are joining in, we're just talking about how safe it is to be on YouTube. Sin.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Can you put back the question that you were asking for our fellow YouTubers that you were the people who just coming in?
Okay, I have it up.
Yeah, because I see some people are just still coming in, but it's like now we're wrapping it up. But it's just like, whether YouTube is a safe place for you, if you are just a subscriber or if you're a supporter, if you want to make your own, come out with your own content, like, do you feel like it's safe based on all of this stuff that is going on? What are your thoughts on this? So yeah, that was just what our question, and we really did have a great conversation today. So it's like now we're wrapping it up. But if you missed it, please do rewind it because again, you'll get some good pointers out. And yeah, and just be encouraged. Be kind to one another. Again, we still have life after this. Like we have other things that we do in real life. So people have battles that they're going through. So yes, be nice, be kind, be kind. Right. And I agree, BJ Des. If someone does not agree with your opinion, definitely you shouldn't want to be attacked. Exactly. And that's kind of like what I was saying. If I have a different perspective from you, why do you feel like you have to send your supporters out for me? Why do you have to send your supporters to unlike my video or to not like my video or to troll me or counsel me? Like why do I have to experience all of that because I decided that my opinion is different from yours? It's just those kind of silly things. Oh, thank you, Sincere. I mostly go on channel like yours because I less drama and still a chill atmosphere. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And I feel like that's just what we are. We just like to have a safe space for all of us. Because again, like why are we, battling and bickering one another? Like it shouldn't be like that. Life is already hard. So it's like you're coming on here, you want to do your own thing on here, and it's like you're getting attacked, you're getting your channel striked. You're getting doxxed and all these crazy stuff. Like it's too much. It really is. So I definitely agree, BJ. It is striking channels, right? And you're working hard on your channel. Next thing you know, your channel gets struck. Like all the stuff that you've done, because you've mentioned someone's name or you said something, and that's that doesn't agree with them. It's just silly things, and I feel like it's getting out of hand. Like it shouldn't have to be, because you said something, your channel gets striked. Like, and you get, you sent your supporters out to like, just do some petty stuff to that person. Like, I'm not, no, I totally disagree with that. San, you have anything to say?
I think that's about it. I think you've pretty much said everything. I just want to say thank you all those who came out. Really appreciate that, and also for those who added their input. I love to listen to or read all of you all's perspective. Really appreciate that. I know it's been a while since we came on live, but it's okay. It's okay. Just kind of had to take some time off and just clear our minds. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. But please do not be discouraged. Free your mind. Do not be discouraged. If you want to make YouTube, create that YouTube. If you want to, whatever, if you have an opinion you want to say, feel free to say it. Unless if you don't feel comfortable saying it. But just like I said, just be you, just be, that's all you can do. And the question for all of those who are going to be watching the replay is YouTube a safe space? Let us know in our comment. We really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for chilling and hanging out with us this afternoon. Please be sure to come back in the evening. We're going to be doing a Met Gala review. So that should be a little fun. That should be a little fun. Thank you guys. Make sure you like. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel and give us the big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Peace, love, and blessings.